Good morning and good afternoon once again. Welcome to the Advanced Water Heating Initiative Equity Working Group monthly meeting. This is our 14th meeting. We are almost towards the end of 2025, and we have had, I think, so far really good, productive check-in meetings as well as 1 hour long with spotlight presentation meeting. The agenda for today is plain and simple. We will be having a quick update from the working group leads. And also, if you're new to this working group, please do come forward to say hello. Post that, we will have a spotlight presentation presented by Nick Kaestner and Triss Williams on the heat pump water heater direct install program and how they are moving forward with workforce development. Post that, we'll have the open floor for Q&A session and some closing notes. Before Dipti and I delve into the equity working group discussion that we've had the last week, I just want to give you an update that we do have a heat pump water heater day coming up in October. It's on October 23rd. The program has been announced. And this time we are not just celebrating for one day, we are going to have the celebration for the entire week. So we are starting with Affordable Monday, Commercial Tuesdays, and Installer Wednesday. And finally on Thursday, we will have the heat pump water heater day. Affordable Monday, it's about affordable housing communities and how we could go about with heat pump water heat upgrades in these communities and how to make energy equitably accessible to one and all. Our panelists include Baker Dyke, a housing provider in Chicago, Illinois, Tacoma Housing Authority from Tacoma, and SAHF steward of Housing Fellowship, Lauren Westernmoreland, would be presenting on that. So there are a couple of projects that they have done. So I hope you all could join. The registration link is right here. So once we send you out the slides, you don't forget to click on the registration link and do join us for all these sessions. And on Heat Pump Water Heater Day, we do have a session on split systems. So we will hear from Daikin, Ecological, Sandon, Sanko, and AO Smith about the new split systems that are coming to the market. Well, Sandon is an already established manufacturer, but we will hear more from them on how they are moving forward in electrifying multifamily buildings and single-family homes. So don't forget to join. And we will also have a utility session on incentives. Apart from that, there is a residential roundtable. There's also something on the commercial side. So I hope if you all will find something really productive in all these sessions. So do join us for Heat Pump Water Heater Day. And there is also a giveaway. This time we have 2 heat pump water heaters as a big prize money. So if you want to join, do take a video with GoGo heat pump water heaters. It could be funny, creative, as the way you wish you want to do. Take a video, post a photo, use these hashtags, and get a chance to win a heat pump water heater. And if you need any more details, you can always reach out to me personally. So that's it about Heat Pump Water Heater Day. I will turn it over to my co-lead, Dipti Dutt, to share some updates. We have been discussing a couple of things for the Equity Working Group. So Dipti, over to you.
Thank you, Vidisha. You can almost fill in if I missed any details. Sure. But yeah, so what we were thinking is like creating kind of a living, like a resource for like at a national level, like all the affordable housing programs or any income eligible programs that have heat pump water heaters included in them, and have that resource accessible to everyone on this group, everyone who's a part of the AWHI community, and also further outside. But something that we can keep adding to as and when local municipalities or local utilities keep adding programs, we can update this resource and have like a living document that kind of lists all the programs and then takes you to the details on what kind of incentive is offered and what are the installation costs in that region, and how then, like, if and where we can assist, we should be able to help them out with providing guidance like, hey, this other place does this to reduce their costs. So do you think that might work in your area? Or like just to understand challenges in different areas, like kind of global themes, local solutions to create that. Having a database with all the programs might be a good idea. And if we already have something like that, it'll be great to share it with everyone. That's another thing.
Yeah. Thank you, Dipti. Yes, that was the update that we wanted to share. And I can definitely create a Google Sheet and share it with you all in our next check-in meeting. So far, the areas that we have identified is definitely it would be like affordable housing. I've been working on utility incentives, so I can definitely add on to all the sections where utilities are providing incentives for like low middle income communities or for multifamily like low cost or no cost electrification upgrades so that we are aware of like which region and where people could take benefit of that. I would also like your support on building a grassroots community organization list as well, so that we are well aware of all the work that has been that people are doing in different parts. For example, I'm sure Emerald Cities is doing a great amount of work in different regions in Pacific Northwest. NEEP is involved in like the heat pump accelerator program. NBI on their part through AWHI is doing other projects. So we would like to make a list of all the projects and the organizations that are leading it. It could be a Calnex project, or it could be a project with NIA or like any other organization. So that would be something that if you know of anything, or if you're working on a project, if you like that to be included in the list, do let us know. We would like to add the description. And whenever you have like a published report, we could add the link as well. This is something similar to the affordable housing tracker that I'm putting together with the link and the link to the published report so that people could go and read the resource. So it's going to be a live document. More to come on that, definitely in our next check-in meeting. But if you have any feedback or suggestions, like, what all the other things you would like to see in that resource hub, if there are any categories that should be particularly focused apart from affordable housing incentives, projects and organizations, do let us know. You can always reach out to me and Dipti on email. You can even drop your thoughts in the chat. But yes, that is all from the leads. And now I will invite people who are new to this group or have joined us for the first time to come and say hello to everyone. Is there anyone new? I know Triss this is your first time. Yes, Nick, you can go ahead.
Hi, everybody. I'm Nick Cerrone. I'm the home performance coordinator with PG&E. I see some familiar faces in here that I've done work with. I will actually, with Linda, I believe on the 22nd, I'll be heading to the San Jose event too. I believe that we're giving permission to do like a on-site tabling. But it's good to see everybody. I'm excited. Hopefully I can share the knowledge of heat pumps to our California residential customers. So got some great classes on our tract. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited.
Thanks for joining us, Nick. When you say home performance improvement, so you include like all things related to electrification in residential homes?
Yeah, so I'm focusing on water source heat pumps, air source heat pumps. I do a little bit overlap with heat pumps for heating and cooling. In my background, I was a contractor before. I worked in the HVAC industry, so I have a lot of familiarity with that. We do air sealing classes, IAQ ventilation classes. I have a class actually with Tom Cabot coming up here soon. That it's a new development class for like load calcs and electrifying and not having to upgrade panels. So yeah, basically the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah, totally get it. Thank you so much for joining us, Nick.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having me.
Welcome, Nick.
Triss, do you want to go next?
Sure. Thanks, Vidisha. Everyone, nice to see you. Triss Williams Renard, she, her, and I'm an economic inclusion manager with Emerald Cities, Northern California. So Monica Guevara is my lovely counterpart who I know has been involved in this group for a while. But glad to meet you all today and talk to you a little bit about our work with SFE coming up.
Thank you for joining us, Triss. And I agree, your counterpart is really lovely because I had the pleasure of having her as a panelist last year on a webinar, and she was fantastic in that webinar. I still cannot forget that. And I got so many like positive feedback on the webinar, like it was so insightful. So all kudos to Monica on that one. Fabiola, this is your first time as well. Do you want to like say hi to everyone?
Hello, everyone. My name is Fabiola Ortiz. I'm with the Ortiz Group. Our team has been working with Tech Clean California for the past 5 to 6 years on different small pilots. We're working with several pilots, but I am overseeing the Heat Pump Advantage initiative to try to get training to C20s and C36s from Eureka all the way down to Coachella, and working with CBOs throughout the state as well, to try to create these trainings in inland areas, hard to reach areas, so we can bring everybody into the fold. So really excited to be here. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Fabiola. We would definitely like to know more about the program in our next check-in meeting. So everyone stay tuned for that. And other than that, anybody new in this group want to say hello or a quick update on anything exciting that they're working on? You can raise your hand.
I'll
Sure,
jump
Scott.
in.
Hey,
Thank
Scott.
you. Hi there, Scott Wilson from Ecological. We just got our first split system heat pump water heaters into the country 3 weeks ago after 2 years of work. And so we're very, very excited about that. And so I'll throw my contact info in the chat. And if I can help anyone out, we're trying to get units out to anybody so that they can touch them, feel them, and feel comfortable with them. So really our business model is to sell anyone who's breathing. And so anyway, if I can help you out, let me know. Thanks. Good to be here.
Thank you, Scott. And yes, Ecological is also one of the panelists on the split system webinar, so you can hear a lot about the product. But I have been hearing a lot of good, positive feedback from installers that I get to chat with on Ecological products. So yes, a lot more to come. But that is all from for the updates from us. I will now invite our presenters, Nick Kaestner and Triss Williams, to talk about their program, the direct install program. Nick, if you want, you can take the control and move the slides. If not, I'm happy to do.
I'm happy to take control. What do I need to do?
You can see like a little pop-out on top of the screen. It would say like take control.
Oh, there's a take control. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that is. I keep being impressed with Microsoft presentation skills. Did you all know that you can move forward and backward in this slide deck independent of me? If that's interesting to you, you can just go left, click left or right at the bottom left. Yeah, that is the coolest feature ever. I'm shocked that Zoom still hasn't figured that out. Okay, my name is Nick Kaestner. I'm the Senior Building Decarbonization Coordinator for the City of San Francisco. So I oversee our building decarbonization programs. I'm going to go dark because I've had some bandwidth issues today. It seems to be neighborhood related, not router related, since I'm sitting next to the router. But if I get cut off, be patient. I will be back. Anyway, I'm very excited to be here to share what we've been doing in San Francisco, and I'm really excited to have Triss here with us because I think what makes our program unique is precisely that collaboration with Emerald Cities. So I'm going to give the overview of the program, and then Triss is going to really dig deep into ECC's contribution to the whole project. So in San Francisco, we are in the process of updating our climate action plan, and it has 3 workforce pillars. We want green workforce pathways at all levels. That means we want people to be trained, reskilled, certified, depending on where they are in their careers. We want everyone to be familiar with electric technologies and to have a pathway to installing them. Secondly, we want to engage small minority women-owned contractors in the green transition. We don't want the same small group of electrification geeks to be leading the charge, because we really need this to be a complete transition. We need to move the market. And that means every small actor, every large actor needs to be turning the page in unison. And then finally, we want to provide a pipeline of actual work, because asking contractors to be trained on new technology, but not having them actually be able to apply that knowledge is a surefire way to get them to forget what they've learned and or not to see the value in doing the training in the first place. So we structure our workforce engagement in 2 ways. One is kind of some general contractor engagement. The goal here is to educate plumbers more broadly about the zero emission regulations that are coming up in the Bay Area. In case you're not from the Bay Area, you may not know that we have a time of replacement policy in the region that will require heat pump water heaters to be replaced. Sorry, that will require gas water heaters to be replaced with zero emissions options starting in 2027, with some exceptions that are being discussed as we speak. But we need to make sure that contractors know that, so we don't have a small plumber who's unaware of the regulations and unable to meet the new requirements. We also want to share the benefits of electric equipment because there are many. Oops, sorry.
Nick, are you able to move through the slides? Yeah, thank you.
Do you see it now?
Yes, we do.
Okay. We also want to share the benefits of electric equipment for residents so that contractors can start to become ambassadors for heat pump water heaters and other electric appliances as they move forward. We have heard and seen in many studies that people tend to trust their friends and neighbors, and they trust their contractors for information about building systems. And so it's important that we have contractors essentially spreading the word on our behalf, since we can't be there all the time. And then we also want to connect contractors and their staffs directly with manufacturer training, because in recent focus groups, we have heard loud and clear that a train-the-trainer model doesn't work. We can't have the contractor owners meeting with the city to talk about heat pump water heaters. Instead, we actually need the staff that's doing the installations to be on the ground in a training with the manufacturers who build the products. And so that's what we've been trying to facilitate through our general contractor engagement. Did it move ahead or not?
No, we are still seeing the same slide.
Wait, because it definitely says that I've taken control.
It did move to slide 13, but moved back.
Oh, it did? Okay. Then I will stay here for a second. Maybe it's just a delay.
Yep, we're now on 13.
Perfect. What we plan to do during these general contractor engagements is we send letters to every contractor who is installing water heaters in San Francisco. We go to the CSLB website. We literally send a letter to every C20 and C36 and let them know about our training. And we've put our trainings together based on feedback from local contractors who have told us that what's important is that the trainings are local, that they're in person, ideally right after work hours. We provide food too, so that's not an obstacle to staying until about 6 o'clock or so. Ideally, the trainings are in language. We've currently met that need through interpretation, but we're talking to other counties about doing these trainings in language from start to finish by basically hosting shared trainings with neighboring counties so that we can get the numbers up for a Chinese or Spanish training. And right now we haven't needed this, but if participation wanes, we are open to adding some stipends to compensate contractors for their time at these general trainings. In terms of what we cover, San Francisco County starts off by talking about the benefits of electrification, the zero emissions regulations, some rebates and incentives. Then we hand it over to an electrification advisor partner who talks about installation best practices. And then we actually send the contractors into multiple sessions sequentially, where they get to hear from manufacturers about their individual products. We're doing our next training in October, and that training will be a little bit unique because we're including some difficult installations. We're including technologies that address difficult installations. So whereas we had Ream, A.O. Smith, and Bradford White at the last training, at this next training, we are going to have Ecological presenting on their split system, which is really convenient for small San Francisco homes that might not have a garage. And then we'll be hearing from LG as well, just so we have a tank heat pump water heater representative in the mix. And the other thing we're going to add to our trainings going forward is some discussion of customer engagement so that contractors know how they can sell these products to residents. So that was our general contractor engagement. These are quarterly trainings. They're basically, we send letters to everybody, and we hope to get as many people aware of what's going to be happening in 2027 as possible. But we realize that broadcasting a message far and wide is not a good way to support contractors in a more detailed way. So we have this separate targeted contractor pathway in which Emerald Cities is our strong partner. And there we really try to support MWDBE contractors to participate in the green transition by providing these hands-on training, assistance, and mentorship opportunities. And this is all part of our Climate Equity Hub, which is a 3-part program that seeks, among other things, to support continued and equitable growth of the electrification industry and the electrification workforce. As part of that Climate Equity Hub, we have a no-cost water heater replacement program for income-qualified residents that allows them to replace old gas water heaters before the new regulations come into effect. And the goal is to essentially avoid low-income residents from having to worry about electrifying their water heating, in case their water heater breaks in like February of 2027. So they're not caught unaware. But what makes this program unique is that we connect residents with MWDBE contractors to actually do the work, and those contractors are identified by Emerald Cities. In fact, we require that 50% of the projects go to contractors that we choose, and we also have mandatory prevailing wage requirements to make sure that we are moving towards a high roads training scenario. If we ever get massive amounts of funding to expand this program beyond the 100 or so water heaters that we're doing this year, we'll consider including requirements beyond prevailing wage. But for now, that's our main way to ensure that that workers are getting a fair cut of the profits that are being made as part of these installations. So the way the targeted contractor pathway works, you'll hear more about number 1 shortly, but essentially Emerald Cities recruits contractors for their E-CONTRACTOR Academy. Then they, as part of that academy, they support contractors with installation and certification programs. Those contractors are then referred to us to actually do the installations under the guidance of a mentor contractor who's done this before. And they get to actually install 5 to 10 heat pump water heaters with their own hands. So it's so we move from kind of a classroom education setting to a hands-on in the field education setting. And then after they've had a few projects with a mentor, they actually do some of those projects, the rest of the projects on their own, and they're getting paid to install heat pump water heaters as part of our direct install program. The goal of this whole process is that the contractors are basically equipped to install heat pump water heaters on their own after they're done. So far, we've installed 25, actually, I think this number is now out of date as of yesterday. I think we've installed about 40 heat pump water heaters as part of our program. We're also, just anecdotally, doing some pilot HVAC projects to get us ready for the next deadline in the Bay Area, but that's not till 2029. So our focus has mainly been on water heaters. And hopefully by the end of the year, we'll have covered about 60 to 80 projects. Just to diversify our funding, I think it's important to mention that we're also working with the Pediatric Asthma Clinic, PG&E, and some Bay Rent programs to essentially stack rebates and funding sources to allow us to stretch the limited city dollars that we have to do this work. So that's it from my end. I think the main thing I want to leave you with is that we've been very intentional to provide 2 levels of support, kind of a general level of engagement for all contractors that work in San Francisco. And then we want to provide additional support and hand-holding and mentorship for contractors that are new to the space that might need a little bit of help to participate in the green transition. Should we have Triss go next and then take questions? I think that might make sense.
Yes, Nick.
Great. Triss, I'm going to stop sharing and maybe you can then take control yourself.
Sure.
At the very top, I saw something show up.
My take control button is away now, but maybe, is there a way to reshare the deck and then I can take control?
Sure.
Or...
Oh, I see. Right. You probably should have taken it. I shouldn't have stopped sharing. That's right.
All good. This is my first time with take control, so that's exciting.
No problem. Nick, are you sharing the screen again or do you want me to share?
No, I thought you just said you were going to.
Oh, yes, I'll do it. Sorry.
Okay.
Triss, you can just go. If you want to speak, I'll just get this started.
Sure. So thanks again, everyone, for having me here. I probably have enough slides and content and just passion about this to talk to you for many days, but I know we are a little bit more limited on time. So I will be talking to you mostly about sort of that beginning part of the heat pump water heater direct install program pipeline, which is the E-CONTRACTOR Academy, and then some of the contractor community engagement work that we do at Emerald Cities. Let's see. I wonder, Vidisha, would it be?
Yes, I'm going to
easier?
share. I'm just having some trouble with my laptop, so just give me one moment.
No problem.
I can try to. Oh, now it's working. Right?
Is it working?
Something's happening.
No,
Yes.
nothing.
Do you see the screen? I can just.
Okay. See
Let me
your
just go from the-
desktop, I think, and
Yes.
probably pretty soon the take control will be back on.
I can move the slides for you, Triss, no problem.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry for this
Right on.
inconvenience. Yes, it's just taking some time to move. Okay. Are we on the right slide?
I think we can keep moving forward until we get to the, should be an E-CONTRACTOR Emerald Cities slide after the SFE thank you slide.
Sure. It's just the wrong timing with the laptop and the screen share.
All good. We're almost there.
Yeah. It's just
So
going a bit slow.
The theme of my portion is really all about the community piece within this program. And so in our partnership with SFE, we're really looking to unlock participation and partnership with frontline communities in the clean energy market transformation. So thank you, Vidisha. We can go to the next slide. I think we might have skipped ahead. There we go. I won't go too deep into Emerald Cities. I know you all are familiar with our organization from Monica. We are a national nonprofit partnering across sectors to ensure that there are opportunities for everyone in the clean energy transition. Our E-CONTRACTOR program, which you also may have heard about, but happy to refresh, we established it in 2013, and the aim is really to build capacity with small, diverse, local contracting firms, construction businesses, including minority or BIPOC, women, veteran, and disadvantaged business enterprises. And this is for successful work in public works as well as climate critical decarbonization fields. And we can go to the next slide. So we administer our E-CONTRACTOR program in all regions of the United States, which is our Pacific Northwest, Southern California, Northern California, Northeast, and the DC region. In the California region, we've held 18 academies and many standalone workshops, and nationwide have trained over 3,000 diverse contractors. We can go to the next slide. So the lens, or really the approach that we take with our E-CONTRACTOR program, is a high road approach, which is centered around the core tenets of sustainability, justice, and inclusivity. And all this really means is that we're equipping and enhancing skills of contractors from frontline communities to be able to participate and do work in the clean energy economy, as well as build those career pathways into green building and decarb work, lower barriers, and ensure that contractors from frontline communities are able to build generational wealth and profit as far as climate resiliency and adaptation goes. We can go to the next slide. So E-CONTRACTOR has many common elements of the training across our regions, but in the Northern California region, we've had an increasing focus on building decarb and residential retrofits in particular. So I won't go into detail, but our curriculum spans your crash course in electrification, building science. We have best practices, business case to customers, the clean energy in the field aspect, power efficient design. And we have, I'll go into this later, but some of the folks who are trainers in our academy are in this very space. Deep dive into heat pump installation, your Title 24, your case studies and approaches to whole building electrification, multifamily, all of the business development pieces, effective cap statements, the accounting, insurance, bonding, and high road contracting. So we always partner with our local labor folks and talk about ways to implement prevailing wage, project labor agreements, and more. We can go to the next slide. So the three main strands of our programs are around enhancing technical skills. And so bringing in these subject matter experts to give trainings. And again, we have Tom and we have Jeffrey who participate in our academy, and Nick is on the call who is instrumental in bringing in some of these technical experts. We also provide business support to contractors, which is a broad range of technical assistance, subsidizing professional services such as accounting, estimating, a number of other services, as well as sometimes providing mini grants for business owners to achieve their own business objectives. And then the last piece is connection to public and clean energy projects. And we can go to the next slide. And this is where it was like a meta slide. This is where our partnership with SFE as far as the E-CONTRACTOR Academy began, is we had Nick come in to present as a project initiator for the heat pump water heater direct install program that was just developing. And really the idea is that this training that contractors are receiving from experts in the field is not in a vacuum, that there are actual project opportunities available for them afterwards. And I think we might have to go back one slide. Other way. Oops, I think we're going forward. And then back again, back one more. There. Okay, forward. I think there's a lag. It's the slide with the trades breakdown. Here we go. Okay, so here's a quick look into what our academy looks like. This is a water heating forum. So I always like to share sort of like the trades breakdown. In California, of course, only the licenses are to General B, your C20s, your C30s, your C10s, and a large focus, large representation from these trades. This was from our cohort in San Jose, in partnership with San Jose Clean Energy and PG&E last year. And then we can go to the next slide. In our last San Francisco cohort, this is the breakdown of sort of by region. So we can really see the focus on our hyperlocal communities, our frontline communities. And this is not by accident. This is through the community engagement work that Emerald Cities does with contractors from frontline communities. And talk a little bit more about that in a minute. We can go to the next slide. So you're just seeing boxes. There normally should be some text in here. I'm not sure why we can't see it. But our challenge is that public projects need qualified and diverse local contractors in order to be able to move projects forward. And then the opportunity is that small hyperlocal shops are looking to expand in this work in scope and also a number of projects. And then on the second challenge is on the residential space heating and cooling side. We really need to scale this workforce if we're going to meet our climate policy goals. And in order to scale that workforce, more contractors are needed. The opportunity is that we do have all of these e-contractor graduates who are strategically focused on the decarb space and are looking to participate. I think we might have lost our slides here. I'm sure they will come back in a second.
Triss, I do show it. I have a copy of the slide deck, and it does
I'm
have
so
your...
sorry. This is, I don't know, the slides weren't moving forward, and I couldn't, like, even when I was trying to move it forward, the boxes would just not, like, fill in. I'm so sorry, Triss. Nick, if you don't mind, please go ahead and share the slide.
Yeah, let me, I'm just going to share from my computer.
I'm sorry, it's just a really bad day with all these technical challenges. I'm really sorry about that.
That's okay.
Technologically
Let me
cursed.
see if I can make this work. Yeah, at first I just wanted to check. So it's called Climate Equity Workforce Update, share. Tell me if you can see Triss's slide with the box,
Yes,
the text.
yes, we can see that. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you, Nick.
Are you here now?
Yes. Yeah, we can move forward to the last of the 4 boxes. So you all can see these are basically our challenges and opportunities. And then we can go to the next slide, Nick. So this is just to highlight that we are actually moving forward another cohort in partnership with PG&E and MCE, one of our community choice aggregators this fall, launching next week. Happy to share more about that later, but that's just another look at sort of what the training program looks like. We can go to the next slide. So our partnership with the City and County of San Francisco, as far as the Climate Equity Hub is concerned, I just want to highlight that this is the result of many years of partnership. So San Francisco Environment Department has been working with Emerald Cities for years, and even not just San Francisco Environment Department, but also the Office of Equity and Workforce Development, the Mayor's Office of Housing, Contract Monitoring Division, many agencies. And so the founding of the Climate Equity Hub was really because of an enormous amount of community efforts and advocacy around the need for this type of entity and governmental partnership. And SFE has been a great partner in this. Emerald Cities also sits on the advisory committee. And what we do is we bring an equity lens to all of the programming. We can go to the next slide. So the heat pump water heater direct install program, and by the way, these are pictures of our graduates in the background and some of our partners. You can see Randy Williamson from DreamWorks Construction, excellent contractor who came to the E-Contractor Academy. I called him. He had his coat on. He was about to leave the door to come find me. I'm not sure where he was finding us because we have a co-working space. Would have been difficult, but was glad to catch him. And he participated and graduated from our E-Contractor training program. And we are in frequent touch. And it's just been a joy, in addition to his years of expertise, to watch him really grow and expand in the decarb space. So you saw him in some of Nick's previous pictures with SFE.
And also, I'm going to share a link to a CBS story that was done about Randy, highlighting our direct install program, but specifically the workforce efforts.
Great. So Emerald Cities, what we provide, as Nick mentioned, is we support and provide technical assistance to all E-Contractor graduates. We have provided advisory to SFE in developing their trainings through our years of having contractor training programs. And then specifically on contractor supports, working closely with contractors from frontline communities. for the last about 15 years. And have provided referrals. About 9 contractors so far are graduates from our E-CONTRACTOR program and are involved in the Climate Equity Hub heat pump water heater direct install program. And so with SFE, we are really looking to expand this, the support, be able to have resources to expand the support and outreach that's needed to continue to reach our contractors from frontline communities to ensure that they have a pivotal role in this program. So on the right, just some value add, and I would say impact of this particular leg of the work, that community throughput piece. The relationships are so important. The fact, that Randy and I are in frequent contact. Oftentimes, Emerald Cities folks, I'm sure this is the same for Monica as well. We look into our personal networks in order to make connections if someone is looking for an electrical engineer on a project, or that just kind of being accountable to supporting our contractor partners. And then alignment with the frontline community objectives, so that we're not just pushing a program, but that we're really looking at how we can support objectives that already exist. And that really frontline contractors have agency, are participating, and have the opportunity for leadership in this work. So important. So we can go to the next slide, and I won't go into this. This is just another spotlight of a direct install program that Emerald Cities is involved in developing with a different county, East Contra Costa County. We're advising on the development of this electrification direct install program, but we are also one of the workforce leads, specifically bringing the contractor community engagement piece to this work. And the idea being that we are going to frontline communities, uplifting or amplifying the work that already exists at the grassroots. And our efforts are complementary, and really we're lowering barriers and ensuring that small frontline contractors, hyperlocal contractors, can shape these programs. And so that we're not just training and educating contractors about what type of direct install program should be designed based on building performance standards, or building efficiency, or other parameters, but that we are also learning from them, that they have their own wisdom and expertise to bring to the design. So I think I'll just leave it at that so that we have some time for questions. And we had some technical difficulties, so might be a little over. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Triss. And I so apologize for all the technical issues and all the lag. My laptop just seems to be non-cooperative today. So we will take questions in here. I can start, and I just noticed one thing, and I wanted to ask you on that. Nick, you can also jump in. Have you also addressed the permitting issues, or like in your engagement workshops, the requirements, like what all the contractor has to go through, or like do you train them? Because I do believe that each state would have like different permitting requirements. And in my own personal conversations with some of the installers, I've heard that sometimes they do find it a bit challenging to go for like different permits. It could be like not just the water heater, but it could be like something related to HVAC. So they might have to go for like multiple permits. It could take a day and also an additional cost. So how do you have you come across this one, and do you plan to incorporate this in your program?
It's worse than you said. Every city has its own permitting regime. Some of them cost a lot, some don't. Some require 2 permits, some only 1. And it is something that we are working with in San Francisco with our partners at the Department of Building Inspection. Mm-hmm. But every city has to figure out how to reduce the cost and burden, not just of the permitting, but also the inspections. The big problem of requiring 2 permits is that you need 2 inspectors to come out, which makes it very time consuming to approve any installation, and of course discourages people from getting permits. So yes, that is part of the issue, part of the task ahead. I wouldn't say it's directly part of a direct install program, but it is part of the work that we're doing in parallel.
Right, thank you. Because I also I've heard about the inspection as well. I think it's like there is no process for like an online inspection where you could just send the pictures and get the permit online. It's more like a certain window is given and the inspector would come. So
Yes.
it does take a lot. And I believe the labor cost is also comparatively high. So do you also find that, like, do you think the contractors would find that challenging despite all the education and being qualified? Do they find it challenging to navigate this issue, particularly in San Francisco?
Definitely, but the thing is, 90% of installs, or up to 90%, are not permitted. So none of those installs find it challenging.
Yeah. And I believe that is also to do some things with the different programs at utilities, because some of them are concentrated with midstream, where the contractors also get incentivized, and some are like downstream. So I think people would prefer to go with like DIY install, or just to get someone they know, like from a contractor base. Right. Thank you. Anybody else, any questions? Please feel free to jump as I continue this conversation. Triss, I also wanted to address one thing. When we try to sort of make this very inclusive, do you find that apart from, I discussed this with Monica last time, apart from like language, which is that could be a barrier at times for people, but apart from language, given that you're also providing them all these educational resources, do you find any other very like high priority barriers that a contractor would feel to participate in these programs? Like, is it time, or is it like the place? If it is a hybrid program, do they find it productive in the sense that are they like qualified in comparison to the ones who get the hands-on training at work at warehouses or distributor places?
Sure. Yeah, I think one of the barriers that we see time and time again are sort of like insurance requirements, some of the requirements that could be cost prohibitive. And then sort of scale, if the project that's being bid out is a pretty large scale, smaller contractors are not necessarily equipped to prime the whole project. So what we've really been working on with our local and regional partners is seeing how we can generate resources to support small contractors in being able to build some of that capacity. So perhaps covering some of these initial costs until a contractor has the capacity to front them themselves. And that eventually, ideally, would be factored into the design of the program itself. We're not there yet, but that's the ideal. And then also, as far as project scope, the idea is if we're really working to scale the workforce in an equitable way so that we're not leaving frontline communities behind, small contractors need to be a piece of that puzzle. And if small contractors are a piece of that puzzle, then we have to be prepared to award or attribute smaller scopes. And the way that we've been working on that within San Francisco Climate Equity Hub, in partnership with Nick and Benny and the rest of the advisory committee, is looking at this as a workforce development opportunity, and acknowledging that perhaps the scopes won't be that large, that might not be enough revenue to really support a firm throughout the year. However, the idea is that you will have some revenue, and then you will have the experience and be able, all of the contractors know their crafts. So it's not a question of, coming in cold, but really the nuances of effective installation and cost savings to residents is the piece that comes together more when you're doing the installs. So that project aggregation, workforce development opportunity, and then covering costs that can be prohibitive for smaller contractors at the onset.
Right. This was something I haven't come across before, like the insurance requirements. So thank you for like highlighting that one. When you say projects and that you also help them connect with projects, how do you like do that? Like, do you connect with affordable housing providers, or like, is there a resource hub online where they get enrolled, or like, people could search and say like, in this region, these are the certified or, available contractors. How do you go about that one?
It's very TA driven at this time, I'll say. So we're fortunate to be able to leverage some of the partnerships and relationships we have, such as with SFE. Emerald Cities has other partnerships with community choice aggregators or public entities who may be moving forward direct install programs. We make those connections that way. Emerald Cities is also has a number of projects that we are co-administering with partners. So decarb pilots, for instance, and we plug contractors into those efforts, obviously. And then, yeah, just maintaining a network of project initiator partners so that when there are pipelines available, that they know to reach out to us to try to make those connections. And providing the contacts is helpful to a certain degree, but what we find is that because of the amount of demands on a small contractor's time, especially as a one-person shop, especially as a contractor from a historically marginalized community, there are additional barriers, and sometimes it takes additional communication, it takes additional support in order for them to plug into the effort, or that trust. Is this going to pan out? Is this going to be worth my time? So having that relationship in place and that rapport helps in order for them to understand that you are familiar with their needs and, that it would be a good fit potentially.
Right. Yep. Thank you so much for that answer, Triss. We do have a question in the chat. How are homeowners made aware of the DI program and connected with the contractors? Is it also applicable to renters? I believe it's for the multifamily buildings in this case.
The DI program is available to units that are occupied by income qualified residents, and our cutoff is 80% of the area median income. So so in other words, it can be a property owner whose tenant meets those requirements. That property owner, even if they are not low income, could have a new heat pump water heater installed to serve that low income unit. But it's also low income homeowners who will sign up on the website, which I can quickly add. But the way we get the word out, a lot of it is driven by the CBOs that participate in the Climate Equity Hub Advisory Committee. They do a lot of outreach to their communities, and they've gotten a grant from the Air District, among others. They've actually gotten multiple grants at this point to carry the information out into the communities. We have social media at the SF Environment Department to let people know about this program. I just shared a news story that CBS did about our workforce efforts. They've also done one about the direct install program itself with more of a resident lens. So we try to get it out into the press. We have relationships with lots of what we're calling ambassadors, like Home SF, which has a list of 8,000 soon-to-be homeowners, wanting to be homeowners, recent homeowners who are in need of resources related to their new property. So they are working with us to get the word out to low-income individuals. So it's just kind of a deck of.
That is quite a good way to sort of like even market this program and let people know, because when you see like the Home SF resource of like almost 8,000, so this covers not just low income but like almost everyone, right? And then they can spread the word. If I'm understanding.
I don't. Right. Yeah, I'm not we just got connected with them, so I don't know their program intimately, but it does seem like it is resources for new homeowners or soon-to-be homeowners. It's basically for people for whom home ownership is not something that they're comfortable with, or that they maybe know about. Maybe they're the first homeowner in their families. I don't know the full details, but it definitely seems like a great program. It's kind of at this nexus of income qualified and still a property owner, because that's the perfect nexus that we need to find.
Yeah, a couple things on that is the San Francisco Climate Equity Hub right now is focused on single family. So I don't think there's any multifamily
Right now.
in as of yet. But really as Nick was saying before, the contractors are a throughput to the community, not just because if you have a contractor that you work with regularly, you will trust them, but also because they're community members. And that's the idea, is that, we're building from within the community. And the San Francisco Climate Equity Hub has seen a lot of success, even just by word of mouth, because of the level of engagement with residents and the comfortability, the electrification advisors that are a part of that program, the level of service and support that they provide to the residents. So in that aspect, I would say that's also a key driver for recruiting residents.
That's absolutely right. I also remember just because you mentioned, Triss, about the cost, for how it could be a barrier for contractors. I remember I was doing this little bit incentive research on all utilities. So there's one in Montana, I believe, Northwestern Energy. So they have this program where they train the contractors, and once they enrolled in the program and when they install the heat pump water heater, they give like a $500 special incentive amount. It's like for the installation. It's just to sort of also encourage them in a way to be in this program. So yeah, there are different, I think different ways where we address, but the way you have been addressing, you and Nick, I think this is a fantastic program to sort of move forward to equitably make it inclusive, not just residents, but contractors at the same time. And I agree with you. It's also building that community level of engagement and trust, that even if someone is from a different community background, they could still be very much involved in this workforce development. So thank you for that. Does anyone else have any question? Deepti, do you want to chime in here?
Nick and Triss, a great presentation, and amazing work. Thank you so much for the presentation. And if you have any questions, please reach out to Nick and Triss or to us. We can definitely pass these questions on to them. And looking forward to the Heat Pump Water Heater Week. Actually.
Thank you so much. And Nick, since you shared the marine clean energy, I have to tell you this one. I'm not sure if you all have attended the residential working group meeting last week. We did have someone present on incentive tool, it's a rebate tool finder. Her name is AWHI. So yeah, it's a very nice tool for contractors to sort of keep updated on what are the incentives available in California. So it's like a live, it's a live tracking. So even if there are rebates that have been paused, so it is very useful. You should definitely.
AWHI will actually be presenting at our next
E-CONTRACTOR
Academy.
Yes. Oh yeah, her tool is fantastic. If you have not seen the presentation, do check out AWHI YouTube list for the residential meeting. Nick, I think if you the contractors that you train, if they ever find any difficulty in trying to understand the incentive structure, especially in California, this tool is really very helpful. So
she's actually coming to our next contractor training, our general contractor
fantastic.
training.
Yeah, fantastic. So yes, for others, I will definitely share the link in the follow-up email. But yes, it's in our residential working group meeting. But yes, that's about it for today.
Thanks, everybody. Appreciate your interest.
Thank you. And we will meet again next month after the Heat Pump Water Heater Week. So till then, take care and do join Heat Pump Water Heater Day celebration. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Bye.